Okay, so the 612 solving two-step equations. So the first part is the steps. So when you're solving two-step equations, you're working backwards through the order of operations. So step one is to undo addition or subtraction using opposite operations. Step two is then we do undo multiplication or division using opposite operations. This is a case-by-case scenario, though, because sometimes, like, we have more than just adding or subtracting. Sometimes we have parentheses, which would cause us to multiply or divide first, and then add or subtract. Another thing that we did today that we didn't really talk about earlier was when we multiply the variable by a fraction, our option is to divide. So, like, say we have 2/3 x equals 8, right? So we think, all right, there's a number in front of the variable. We divide both sides. Well, when you guys divide fractions, we do keep, change, flip. So instead of dividing both sides by the fraction, we're going to multiply. So in this case, I'm going to multiply by the flip of the fraction. So these cancel because I get 6 over 6, which is 1. And x equals 8 times 3 is 24. Divided by 2 would be 12. So I want to keep this in mind as we go through these problems. Okay, so our first example is 2/3 b plus 7 equals -1. So I rewrite it on my whiteboard because that's how you guys will show your work. Draw my line. I'm going to first subtract 7 from both sides. So I get 2/3 b equals -8. Okay? And then, just like I said, I'm going to multiply both sides by the flip of the fraction. These cancel. I get b equals 8 times 3 is 24. Divided by 2 is 12. It's -8 though, and negative times a positive. So I get -12 as my answer. Okay. For b, rewrite my problem. On my line. So the first thing I want to do is get rid of the -6. The opposite of -6 is +6. So I'm going to add 6 to both sides. I get 5b equals -8, 15. And then I divide both sides by 5. So I get b equals -3. Let's cancel. Next problem, I have m divided by 4 minus 9 equals -5. So I get rid of the minus, so I add 9 to both sides. -5 plus 9 is 4. And then multiply both sides by 4. These cancel. I get m equals 16. So these are a little tricky because we have to imagine that there are parentheses around the top. So we're still going to undo the order of operations, but this time we're going to do the division undo before we do the subtraction undo because it's like the top is in parentheses. So the first thing I'm going to do is multiply both sides by 6, so that these cancel. X minus 3. 6 times 2.5 is 15. And then I'm going to add 3 to both sides. So f equals 18. So we'll go through the try it problem. So hopefully you try the next set. So try the next set before, pause the video, try them on your own, see if you get the right answer. Okay? So in this one, I get negative 4 plus 5 fourths g equals 1. You add 4 to both sides. I get 5 fourths g equals 5. Remember, I multiply by the reciprocal. So I get g equals 5 times 4 is 20, divided by 4. 5 is going to give me 4. Okay? So b, I have 7w plus 2 equals negative 19. Subtract 2 from both sides. I get 7w equals negative 21. Divide by 7. I get w equals negative 3. Okay, so again, as you're working through these, you should pause the video, try it on your own first, and then watch the video to double check your answer. Okay, for C, I have 1 minus d over 4 equals negative 7. So I'm going to subtract 1 from both sides because I want this to become 0. And I get negative d over 4 equals negative 8. So then you want to be careful. When you multiply, you're actually going to multiply by a negative 4 so that this cancels. So d equals negative 8 times negative 4 is positive 32. Okay? And then this last one, remember it's like it's in parentheses. So my first step is to get rid of this 2. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 2. So I get p plus 2.4 equals 7. And then I subtract 2 from 4.4 from both sides. So I have p equals 4.6.